Welcome to the show, Gregg Kofi Brown. You're a singer, songwriter, guitarist, a longtime member of the legendary Osibisa band. You're here to share your stories and your career so far. A true global rhythm maker. Your hits include Shadow with Billy Cobham, Lullaby to an Anxious Child with Sting, and the dance floor anthem Sunshine Day. You've written platinum-selling tracks, lit up the West End stage, and co-produced Osibisa's award-winning 50th anniversary album, New Dawn. There's a ton of stuff to talk about with you. Thank you so much for joining us on the show again, Greg, and please do tell us more.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm active,
Yeah,
and it's great to still be kind of invited to play and perform and to record. I'm on my way to Belém, Brazil, to do some festivals and some workshops.
yeah.
This is the UN Climate Summit that's being held in Belém, Brazil. I'm taking my son Aaron, my oldest son Aaron, to play bass and for the gig and the gigs, and also taking a young, amazing Nigerian British singer named Akin, and he's like an amazing singer, songwriter. He's also studying to be a physicist. I mean,
Wow.
that's his main
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
But he's like a young Stevie Wonder. You know, he plays, he sings, he plays keyboards, guitar, sings, and trombone. He's
Oh
20,
wow.
he's 20, 21 years old.
Wow.
He's just
Yeah.
a young,
Yeah.
young genius. I think I saw him when he was about 19,
Hmm.
and I was blown away then. So I'm really happy to be able to bring him to Brazil to perform. It's part of a cultural exchange because I produced a young Brazilian artist last year named Fatura Flame,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like a young hip hop, Brazilian kid rapper. And I produced two songs on him. I recorded them when I was in Brazil last year and brought the tracks back to London. And I found a really good Afrobeats producer to
Mm-hmm.
finish the production
Mhm.
for me. And that's being released in Brazil. Well, it's released now. And also, I've got a track that's being released while I'm down there that I co-wrote with Ed Sheeran.
Okay.
And it's like an African kind of gospel, Afro gospel song. And it's really nice.
Mhm.
It's an amazing song. I mean, Ed Sheeran is an amazing songwriter.
Mm.
And
Cool.
it's a pleasure and an honor to have the privilege to pen a song with him,
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's going to be released. It's called The River, which is
Okay.
very poignant because Belém is on the banks of the Amazon River.
Right.
It's very poignant to be releasing a song called The River, written by one of the master songwriters on the planet.
Mm.
And I'll be down on the Amazon River, performing it, and it'll be released there. I will also be doing some music workshops while I'm there and giving a
Mhm.
talk on behalf of the British Council, who is one of our sponsors.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a busy couple of weeks. Like I said, I mean, I was in Belém last year, but it's going to be a totally different place. I mean, last year I was there; it was like this sleepy little town, and on the banks of the Amazon. And this year it's going to be hustle and bustled as politicians and world leaders fly in from all over the world. I think they're even going to be parking a couple of cruise liners there
Oh
because of the
wow.
lack of hotels.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing a mixture of African music, Afrobeat, highlife, Afro rock, Afro soul, Afro gospel, and
Mm.
also a couple of Brazilian tunes, just to give homage to the great music that's come out of Brazil.
Yeah.
It's like a mixture. It's like a cultural. I mean, we're having a cultural summit amongst the climate summit. You know, And
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very, very excited.
Mm. Yeah.
Very excited about
You
it.
you've done some work with Sting as well, right?
Yeah, actually, I just saw Sting and Dominic Miller, his guitarist. They played a gig in London at the Hammersmith Odeon. It was a small venue,
Mm,
holds maybe about 4 or 5,000 people.
Mm.
And it's great because, I mean, he normally
yeah.
does, big 20, 30,000
Yeah.
seater type gigs. But he was in good form, him and Dominic. They sounded amazing. After
Yeah.
the concert, Sting came up to me and said, "Oh, I hit a couple of bum notes on the bass. I know you heard it." I said, "Man, with all them hits that you wrote and that you were singing, you're allowed to hit the odd, bum note on the
Yeah.
bass. Believe me, I couldn't believe the
Yeah.
amount of hits I said, please, I said, it came to a point where I said, stop, no more hits, no more hits. But yeah, but it was amazing. It was an amazing concert. I mean, he's doing a three-piece band with Dominic and him on bass and singing, and this young drummer who's quite amazing. But I
Mhm.
must say that Dominic Miller's guitar was, pristine. Dominic is an old music buddy of mine. We used to have a songwriting partnership until Sting stole him from me. And we used to play. We played gigs together. We did wine bars and private clubs and parties and stuff back in the
What?
day.
Yeah.
But he's really come on. He's an amazing guitarist, and he's taught so many people around the world. It was an amazing concert. So I suggest, yeah, if you have a chance to see Sting 3.0, definitely check it out. And I will be playing probably the odd song that I recorded with Osibisa in my set down in Brazil. I can't go to
Mhm.
Brazil, which is known to have a really heavy African influence culturally,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
not bring some African songs direct
Definitely.
for the diaspora in Brazil. I'm looking really for a lot forward to that, and it's almost like all the time the years I played with Osibisa has kind of prepared me to still be a global ambassador for the music of Ghana.
Mm.
Even the song
Yeah.
that I've got coming out with that's a co-write with Ed Sheeran. I'm singing the pre-chorus in Tree, which is the Ghanaian language.
Yeah.
It's an Ashanti language. It's called Tree, and I'm sure you're probably familiar with it, Skyler.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's another song that I'll be singing in the Ga dialect.
Mhm.
So, I mean, mainly those are the two dialects I'll probably be doing some of the songs in. But yeah, yeah. So I'm really looking forward to it. Of course, I'll be doing the some of the songs, a couple of songs I recorded with Billy Cobham. I'll definitely do Shadow,
Mm.
and
Mhm.
there's a song that I'll do that I recorded with Stanley Jordan and Deodato. Do you know
Yeah.
Deodato?
Diodato,
He
yeah, the keyboard player.
Deodato. Yeah, 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 yeah. He's amazing. He produced the biggest kind of Cool in the Gang albums.
Wow.
Celebrate,
Mm.
yeah, all that stuff. Celebrate good times. Come on. Yeah, he produced. I think he
Yeah, I
produced all
remember.
that stuff, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did a track with them with Stanley Jordan and Deodato playing on it
Mhm.
for a family called Nicolosi Family, which is an Italian group of musicians and producers that I've been working with for over 25 years now.
We ask everybody that comes on the show, how much do you love music?
How much do I love music?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that is such a profound question. Music is everything to me. Music has changed my life. Music has saved me. It's been cathartic. It's healing. I love music, and thank the universe, thank the creator for allowing us to be able to put these 12 notes together in such a way as to create some amazing emotional and exciting extravaganzas and concerts and feelings. I love music, and I owe music a lot, and I take it quite seriously.
Yeah.
But not too serious. I take it seriously when I'm working, and but I always have to take everything with a pinch of salt. I mean, at the moment, I've been volunteering 1 day a week at a disability center. They've got a recording studio for disabled people.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been going in doing a music club, teaching them, how to perform. And, we're putting a little band together so they can perform at different functions and stuff. And it's people with varying degrees of disability, from neurodivergent to somebody who's got a severe brain injury. And, but I just love spending my time getting these people getting into music. And those that are not able to totally get it, if they get it just a little bit, it's a win for me,
Yeah.
So, and I just love it because I can see music being a healing force for these people that I'm
That's right.
volunteering, and that's the blessing that music gives us, and of course, I mean, music can create spectacle like Sly and the Family Stone or the Mothership, George Clinton and Funkadelic, and and all the way up to, you got Lauryn Hill, Fela Kuti. It's amazing. You have these spectacular artists that come about and, create changes or definitely emotions and feelings. It's a blessing to still be working and playing music and sharing music. Like I said, I've been working with this disabled unit for 6 months, and they've offered me funding to offer their recording studio, offer my time to get people in to use their recording studio, so I can lend my experience and expertise and help out. And I love doing that. It touches my heart. I love it. I was just telling a friend today, I said, I love going in and working with these people. It just gives me so much satisfaction. And I can't express how much joy I have in being able to go in and work with this disabled people in music once a week. Now it's going to be twice a week, but it just fills my heart with so much joy to be able to do that.
Wonderful, brother. Listen, Tom?
You mentioned earlier the working with Ghanaian musicians that you have done. What importance would you say is the use of local instrumentation on things like that? The use of Ghanaian particular kind of instrument?
Oh, it is. I mean, I have a friend that plays the tintimbin flute, and we did a track that I wrote with Osibisa's original drummer, Solo Mafia, who sadly passed away a couple of years ago. But we wrote a song for the 50th anniversary of Osibisa's album. The album's called New Dawn, Osibisa New Dawn. And the track is called Boni Wo Yue. And it's a Ga song. But again, in it, there's highlife. I've got Kerry Bannerman playing highlife guitar. I didn't even attempt to play bass on it or guitar because I just thought I wanted something strictly Ghanaian, and I could barely get by singing it. They got on my case because I had to get the Ga pronunciation just right. And I'm like, yeah, but the tonality of me as a singer has got to blend. So it was a delicate balance.
Okay.
I think I would have sung it better if I didn't have to spend too much time getting the Ga right. But I mean, it's interesting because the bass player played bass, and he also played a bass percussion instrument specific to Ghana. And then he put an African bass line on it that was specific to that type of music.
Yeah.
And then you got Kerry Bannerman playing this awfully brilliant Ghanaian highlife guitar. He's one of the world's greatest highlife guitar players, Kerry Bannerman. He plays in a band called Ibibio Sound Machine as well. But we worked together in Osibisa for many, many years. And it was so good to get him on this album, on the New Dawn album, because he played on all the tracks. You know, his guitar is just, you know, he's a monster. And it was just such a pleasure for him to play on this album. But yeah, he's on that track, Boni Wo Yue. If you listen to it, you will hear, you know, percussion and sounds that are specific to Ghana, you know. So yeah, it's a pleasure when one gets a chance to work with some of the traditional and indigenous kind of instruments and be able to create and craft a song that contains all this amazing culture.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, so, you know, as you know, this is music for global change, but who was probably your favorite social conscious music artist?
Oh, I got to say Marvin Gaye. I mean, he had his fingers on the pulse, or his conscious, his music of what was happening socially and politically at the time, you know, when he released, what's the album, What's Going On? Is that the album called?
That's the album,
Yeah.
man.
And Barry Gordy, he wasn't quite sure of that kind of direction that, you know, that he was going in.
He didn't want him to do it.
No.
He didn't want him to do it, no. And it
scared.
turned out to be one of the biggest selling records Motown ever put out.
Just shows, doesn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. And, you know, same with, you know, John Lennon, you know, he had all them women going crazy in the Beatles. It wasn't until he did Imagine that put him on the map.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 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 Socially, politically, conscious wise, he was a blessing. He was a blessing, just like Marvin Gaye.
And Nina Simone.
Yeah, Nina Simone. And she's another one. Amen. You know.
The OJ is money, 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 money.
All these socially conscious, uplifting. We needed that. Curtis Mayfield, you know, moving on up.
Sly Stone.
Yeah, Sly Stone.
Sly Stone.
You know?
I'm everyday people. I want to take I want to take you higher. Those are all social conscious songs.
Everybody is a star. I mean, when I was in college, my routine every morning of going into college was going to the student cafe, ordering myself an English muffin with a poached egg on it, having a cup of tea, and putting on Everybody Is a Star. That was my thing, man. That was my ritual. That was my ritual. That got me through everything that I had to go through. If I didn't do that first thing in the morning, I wouldn't be right. You know,
social conscious songs, man. There's so many of them. Listen, I love you, brother, and bless you for taking the time, man, and have a great time in Brazil, man. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure.
And let's do it again.
Our pleasure, man. Tom's gonna get your information so we can pass it on. Okay.
What I just want is any social media contacts you've got, Greg, so people can check out what you're doing. If you can give us any details.
Yeah, it's Gregg Kofi Brown on Instagram. Gregg GreggKofi Brown on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So
thanks, Greg.
Slide by and say hello.
Will do.
Give me a vibe.
Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all get together, music can save the world. Yeah. Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all come together, music can save the world. There's an urgency
Thank you so much for watching. To stay up to date, please click subscribe and hit the bell. You can also join our group on Facebook and find us on LinkedIn and Instagram.